Some words have a normal meaning in regular society, but a specific meaning within a trade or profession. Among lawyers, we use the word consideration to mean the price paid to secure a contract, but consideration has another meaning in normal English. In this particular case, sales tax was not payable on pastry, but not including cakes or biscuits. Obviously, to work out whether tax is due, you would need to know the meaning of those words. Let's start with pastry. In normal English, pastry has a limited meaning. It's a dough, which is used for things like pie crusts. However, the court found that in the baking industry, pastry had a much broader meaning. Justice Dixon adopted the statement of Justice Mann in the lower court, saying that the word pastry is quite commonly used in the trade in a much wider sense, usually along with a qualifying word such as mixed or fancy, to include all or nearly all classes of flour goods other than bread, commonly made and sold by pastry cooks, confectioners, bakers, or caterers. Justice Dixon found that in relation to pastry, the Parliament's intention was to adopt the technical meaning. This particular case was all about establishing the tax status of sponge cake. Now, pretty clearly, under the definition we've just heard, sponge cake would be classified as pastry. The next question is whether sponge cake is cake. Again, though, there's two different meanings of the word cake, a common one, which is quite broad, and a pastry chef's meaning, which limits the word cake to something in which fat or oil is a primary ingredient. This time, however, Justice Dixon found that even within the industry, the word cake was still often used in a generic sense which would include sponge cake. He said, "I think that whenever occasion arises to distinguish between articles such as sponge, in which fat is not a substantial ingredient, and other products, the word cake is used in the specialised sense, but when there is no occasion for doing so, it is used in the generic sense of common speech and includes sponge." The result was that tax was payable on the sponge cake. For our purposes, though, the result was to show that words may be given their common meaning or a specialised meaning, and in statutory interpretation, we're required to consider which meaning the Parliament intended.